What's up, everyone? I will be with you in just a moment. Not far away now. Well, sorry for the delay tonight. I got home an hour before the racing in the lobby was meant to kick off, so I hadn't even prepared any of tonight's graphics, but I think we're there now. So we're not going to see any qualifying tonight. We're just going to see the race from start to finish. But I will let you know how it's all going at the moment. Q3, Hawks. It's Hawks, Bots, BP, Zen, Ming, Mike, Aussie, Kiwi, Azatak and Yayo. And they've just got 3 minutes left in the session. At the moment, Hawks is on top. And Major Dan, I wish you weren't at work tonight either. It's a Friday night. I think we've got 14 tonight, Major Dan. We almost had 16, but 2 dropped out because of other late commitments that happened. But yeah, we got 14 from the last count. There might be 15. Haven't checked though. Because I've only just finished setting up the stream. 30 seconds before I hit go live, so I haven't been watching anything. Thank you, Dion, for the like as well. Dion's liked the stream. Thank you, Dion. Good regular, Dion. Good to have you around again, bro. Well, the qualifying's over. And BP got pole with a 1:15.2. Hawks got second with a 1:15.3, and Bots got third, only 4/10 down with a 1:15.7. And then it was Mike, Zen down in fifth, Ming, Aussie, Kiwi, Azatak, and Yayo and the other Mercedes who did not set a time. So let's get into what's happening tonight. This is the constructors as it currently stands. Renault on top, only beating Toro Rosso by 1 point, and Mercedes, they're dropping further and further down as they're currently third place. This is the drivers. You can see Hawks is on top, 270 points over BP, and Zen, he's not far behind BP, but it is every point will matter for him as this race gets underway very shortly. Bots there in fourth, and Mike hits the top 5. Compounds tonight, C4, C3 and the C2, soft, medium and the hard, intermediate and full wet. It looks like it's going to be a dry race, so they're not going to need the green and the blue full wet tyre as we get started here on the grid. The grid's lining up and we're about to see some action here from the Mexican circuit. just moments away. As we go live here at the circuit, my name's Josh Gahan. This is Demo 1 Garage, and welcome along to this esports race for the FNL1 eSports Formula 1 Championship. You can find us live on Twitch, Facebook and YouTube every time we go live. And we're just waiting now for the formation lap to get underway, and we'll bring you all the action from the track. Formation lap is getting underway. Let's have a look at the tyres. Mediums for BP and Hawks. Bots, Mike and Zen have all gone the soft. And it's going to be a tricky run down to turn 1. It's where we saw some action happen in the real F1 season just last weekend. Oh, it's all good. That was no formation lap. It did catch me up by surprise, though. Well, I'm glad you like the music. I thought I'd change things up a little bit and hopefully get the tense and action happening. So we're going to work on that. I wanted to fade it out as we got to the race, but I didn't get time to set that up. But anyway, here we go. Formation lap underway. It's BP on top with Hawks, Bots, Mike, Zen, Mingman, and the 2 Red Bulls with Aussie there in 7th place. Kiwi is in 8th. Azatak got 9th. And Yayo, he did not get out in Q3 to get a time, so he's 10th place. And then it was Breedin, GT Race Fan, Bushchook, and Angry. 14 drivers tonight. Unfortunately, a few of them couldn't make it due to last-minute work commitments. That's the nature of league racing here in the real world. It's a side hobby, and we can't always make it. So we're not far away now from the start. And I can't wait to get my teeth into this race tonight. This should be good. They're all lined up, ready to go. It won't be long before we see the green lights. Here we go. It's BP and Hawks next to each other. 5 lights underway in Mexico, and it was Hawks, I think, in the Renault who got a really good start. Bots threads the needle, and he's up to second in a matter of a blink of an eye. And Zen Razo is pushed forward as well. It looks like BP's been caught out early on, and Zen is making some moves. Oh, there's been a collision down the back. One of the, I think that was GT Race Fan. He was involved with something carbon fiber going absolutely everywhere as they come into turn 3 now. And back down the front, the second straight. And Yago's had a really good job. Up 4 places since the beginning. Up the inside of BP, who's really lost out off the front row. His start totally working against him right now. And BP's got a lot of work ahead of him now if he wants to pull back this one. Really clean start here from the FNL1 boys. Oh, Yayo again. That obviously time penalty for cutting the corner there. He was caught out, I think, under braking. And they're really tense and tight at the moment. Look at this. I think Yayo's going for a move. Up the inside. BP turns in. Was there contact? It's definitely caught him out by surprise as he's been run wide. 36 laps to go. And we're here on the first lap, and it's been some amazing moves. Zen is looking feisty as well. Look at this. He's looking hungry for a move. The Mike in the other Toro Rosso there. He's definitely got his work cut out for him at the moment. As Zen on full ERS, number 4 around the outside, and Mike slots back in behind. Line astern as we come up into the first braking zone of the track. BP still keeping behind Yago at the moment, so it's Mercedes versus Toro Rosso at the moment. Something you don't usually see, but that is the beautiful thing about the FNL1 Championship. And Bots, well, look at that. Zen's really pushing forward hard, and he tries an inside move, but Zen was there to block it off, and I think Mike's going to take take note of this. He might chuck it in there as well. Mike, oh, he spun Zen a little bit, and Zen's kept control of it. Too wide now here on lap 2 in some of the corners. The guys are getting their elbows out here, and that's just meaning Hawks can pull away. Hawks is really starting to pull away a nice gap as everyone through the field is jostling and hustling for position. Bots once again moves backwards. Yago's moved forward again, so the Mercedes boys are on fire early on and into the stadium section for the second time tonight. Oh, what was that, Yayo? That was a massive cut of the corner. I don't know what he was expecting to get out of that one, but he definitely did have some contact there with the wall, or with Bots rather. So that was an unexpected move, actually. I don't know what Yayo was thinking. So things now can get settled in as the DRS is now activated. We should start seeing some DRS assisted moves as we get in. BP's really fallen off the pace early on the medium tyres there. I don't know if that's what's hurt him. But as you can see, he's way down in 6th. This guy was on the front row. Crazy Kiwi. Well, look at this. He reckons he can take on the second place driver in the championship. And Mingman's there. Aussie, well, Aussie's down in 10th place. So he lost 3 spots off the start. I didn't quite see what happened to him there, but he's not going to be happy about that one bit. But this is BP, the championship leader, and he's got a lot of work ahead of him as he fights back after a start he'd rather forget. And he'll get on with tonight's racing. So the guys all coming to the stadium once again. Yayo is all over the place, isn't he? Again, he cuts that corner a little bit aggressively. Maybe you can get away with it there. Maybe the game is allowing you to do that. But, oh, he's in. Yayo's in. Yayo's the first of the drivers in. Let's see what he does with the strategies. He got damage. Oh, he's going to the hard tyre very early. So 4 laps in and a new wing. And that should get Yayo to the end here. Interesting move. Angry in 11th place. DRS open, down in 11th. And that is Bushchuk ahead of him. He might be going for a late lunch. Didn't quite get that. And Bushchuk as well. GT almost had a go on Aussie there. And Angry's been given a 3-second time penalty. So I think he cut the corner a little bit too aggressively there. Here comes Chuk though, up the inside of GT. And GT had to let that happen. As Chuk got his car well and truly up beside him before the turn. Great little run from Chuk. His next target is Dr. Aussie in the Red Bull ahead. And Aussie hasn't had a lot of practice, he told me earlier on. So he's not expecting great things out of tonight's race. But definitely hoping for a top 10 finish. You can see that's definitely hurt him as he's not quite on the pace of the guys ahead of him. This is the back 10. Oh, Angry. Whoa, he's gone really wide. That was a really late lunge. And GT just saw a blur of red spin past him as they were braking for the stadium. Angry, real aggressive and a little bit too aggressive. Stomping the brakes. Just pulling in before he hit the wall. That was really, really sending it. That was some airmail there from Angry. And Yayo and Azataka on the hards early on. Here's Bushchuk. He's not far away from Aussie here. You can see Aussie now trying to take the opposite line to defend any move from Chuk here. Swatter letting us know that Yayo had 6 seconds worth of time penalties and he's now up to 9 apparently. So he could really be hurting himself before the end of this race, accumulating so many penalties early on. It's not gonna help his final race position, that's for sure. Bots is here struggling with Mike, and so BP's up the back. The guys are really struggling for the turn in there, aren't they? Kiwi doing the similar thing. You see Kiwi now dropping off the back of BP. But I think Mike is slowing down the Alpha, pushing him into the back of BP here. Maybe a bit of teamwork going and underway at the moment. Bots in a Toro Rosso sandwich. He'd rather be out of that at the moment. And he's going to go for a move around the outside. Mike doesn't seem too phased. And the Alpha gets the turn in. And Mike could not make the switch over work for him there. So what will happen now? I think BP looks a little bit quicker than Mike. Mike's on the quicker tyre though. But BP certainly seems to have his car dialed in a little bit better. Or at least a little bit more confident. And you can see he's looking for a move around. Mike running wide. The crowd looking on. And BP will need to play a patient game here tonight. Try and be a little bit less aggressive as we saw last night at Monaco in the Formula 2. Mike's going to have to be careful of track limits there too. Zen's been given a 3-second for multiple warnings, so keep an eye on those. Looks like they're starting to get their braking zones all together now. Thank you, Haley Jones, for liking and supporting us here. It's good to have you along with us, Haley. Hope you're enjoying the start of this race. 7 laps in. I think did Mike hit the outside wall there? Yes, he's missing a front end plate on the left-hand side. So that could really compromise his front end grip here. Let's see what it does to his lap times, if anything. He might even still have a go on Mike here. Sorry, on Bots. They're going to be side by side, panel to panel here, and he's squeezed it through. Mike doing a fantastic job of battling with Bots. Then BP sees an opportunity open up for him. Can he make it stick? Can he make it work? BP on the medium tyre just doesn't seem to have the pace at the moment. Bots fighting back though. Elbows out here. Great racing between the two. They're just giving each other just enough room. Slowly around the double corner. And Bots has won out. Mike's had to succeed to that. And, well, that was really wide from Bots there. He's had to give the spot up. So Bots may be caught out with a bit of downwash or something, but look at that. He's already 7/10 back now. And BP is on the back of his teammate. We're wondering when BP will get through. He's wide again. Really. Oh! Mingman hit the wall. Mingman hit the wall there. The guys are really struggling to get that turn in there. I don't know what's happened. But we're watching some of the most veteran drivers really struggle to get the turn in. Bots is going to come in. Here we go. BP with the DRS. And it makes an easy meal of his teammate Mike. Mike just letting things happen here. And he'll let the faster driver through. So that would have been worked internally between the two there. No team orders or anything like that. But he's just let it happen. And he actually got DRS because he was at the DRS detection zone and still behind his teammates. So great little tactical move. Up the front, it's Zen Razo and Hawks now. Hawks and Zen, they're second and third in the championship respectively. So this is really starting to heat up. The points is really starting to matter now for the guys. And BP, who's leading, he's there in third. But I don't think it's going to be long before we see him up the front and fighting for a move for the lead of this one. Zen just needs to keep it together though. He's made a few mistakes this season, which has seen him fall off the top of the leaderboards. And he'll want a clean race here tonight. End of lap 9. Well, the start of lap 9, rather. And the drivers coming around one by one at the moment. Things starting to sort themselves out. Or is he just hitting the stadium now? And he's all by his lonesome there. These guys are really falling off. So let's have a look at the stops. As you can see, Yayo's had one. Bots, Azatak and Angry. So I don't know what's happened to the rest of these fellas. GT and Breeden, though. Look how close this racing is. Really, really close. And they're all on the soft tyre as well. So it's all down to the driver. And Breeden, does he have DRS? Ooh, there goes Yayo. Yayo just made a meal of him. Breeden couldn't do anything about that. Look at this. Yayo's on a charge. He got some damage early. Pitted early. Lap 4, I think, from memory. DRS once again for him. And he's now on a charge through the field. And he's side by side now with GT. He's just got a nose ahead. And the Apex appeared. And GT had to just let that happen. But again, Yayo out wide. And we've seen the penalties. They're being handed out like candy on a Halloween night. So the guys are going to have to be really careful because that will hurt them come the final results when they cross the line after the checkered flag. Look at this. We've got three drivers right now. Botsu's made an early pit stop on the hards. And he fancies a go at these Racing Point cars right now, just ahead of him, blocking his run through. So he navigates the stadium. Quite some hard technical turns there. Breeding goes in, and Bots will fly through. DRS for him here. That should help him catch up to GT. And maybe orchestrate an overtake come a few laps. We'll have to see what happens. Well, I hope you've been enjoying the racing so far. It is here at Mexico, in Mexico City. I must say, it wasn't the most spectacular race we saw in the real world. It was okay. It was all down to strategy, and I imagine we're going to see a strategy race play out here today. It's just one of those tracks I think suits strategy. So anyone who can, make maybe a little bit of a different call here or there, or go for something different, something like what Yayo and Bots have done, maybe that'll work in their favour. Bots is just behind this man, GT. And he goes through. Bots made that easy. And GT will just have to work on his pace a little bit here because that man's on the hards. So I wonder if degradation is now starting to kick in for GT in the Racing Point. We've got Mike in the pits and he's exiting now. Let's see where he feeds back into the circuit. He's going to the mediums and he'll go ahead of Bots there. So good move from Mike as he feeds back into 7th place, just in behind Yayo. Dark 99 has joined. Don't know who Dark Knight is, but welcome to the lobby. Aussie's continuing on, 10 laps old now. And he's really in a league of his own here, isn't he? 5th place, he's got Clean Air behind and Clean Air in front. There's not a hell of a lot he can do. So Swatter, keeping us updated with the penalty count, reckons we're roughly 18 seconds worth of penalties for Yayo. Yeah, the stewards are very strict on the track limits, and it doesn't take much to get yourself a penalty here. That is Kiwi. This is BP, 3 seconds behind Zen. Let's go and check the stops that have currently happened. As you can see, Yayo, Mike, Bots have stopped, and Mingman Down have stopped as well. Position changes. Hawks up 1, Zen's up 3, BP down 2. He started first, and we've got a few movers and shakers through the field on the left-hand side. Mike's staying 7th right now. He's trying to pull in Yayo, who's in front. Yayo seems to have it covered at the moment. As we go through the field, as attack now, we'll have a charging Angry coming in behind, the Ferrari looming. And Angry will go for any move he can find, opportunistic driver. If he sees a gap, he'll definitely take it. So as attack needs to be aware of that in behind, that threat looming. DRS for Angry at the moment. You can see he's using all his ERS. There's absolutely nothing left in the tank. Oh, another big move for him. Wide. Angry, like I said, he'll go for those big moves. And that's worked for him there. I don't know if it was technically counted off track. But he definitely got position in front of Azatak then. So the hard tyre, the choice for some of them. Zen's even gone for the hard as well. So it looks like it's either soft to hards or medium to hards. I think Mike's chosen a different strategy though, because he's gone from softs to mediums, if I remember correctly. There's a tussle here between Mike and Yayo. Yayo's been caught up in something. Mike's got the DRS in front, but look at the pace this Mercedes has got. Right up beside him. He's going to go for the inside line. And Mike, he gets the traction on Yayo, and he gets him around the long way, and Yayo has to work at it again. You would definitely be eating into the mediums there. Mike driving that aggressively, so if that might hurt him later on. We're going to have to wait and see, though. Let's see how aggressive Yayo can be. Oh, he's just not letting off. Oh, Yayo! Yayo! Oh, my God! Oh, this is insane. Oh, huge crash from Yayo. I don't know what happened then. Insane driving. This is the replay. He was coming through. He didn't let off the power. It was weird. He let off there, and I think it was just fishtailing. Look, he's not on the power here. He's still trying to correct it. He hasn't hit the brake, and he just couldn't slow the car in time, and he's hit the wall. Huge crash there from Yayo. Welcome back to the live racing. My name's Josh Gahan from Demo 1, and you're watching round 12 at the Mexican Grand Prix for the FNL1 eSports. And we've just lost Yayo with a massive crash. He got fishtailing down the back straight, and he just couldn't correct it or collect it at all, and it's caused him to have a huge head-on into the runoff barriers there. But so that has ended Yayo's night. Absolutely spectacular. But wow, that would have been scary. The race goes on. Somehow we didn't get a safety car or a VSC. I know it happened off track. But wow, that was a big crash. So lap 15, we're coming up on halfway, and we've lost our first driver to, well, I don't know what happened. He tried to floor it through the S's just before he hit the stadium, and the back end just went. It was absolute. It just went on him. There was nothing he could do. You're watching Angry down in 10th at the moment. Last points earned positions, and he's on the hards. He's 9 laps in on the hards right now, and he's chasing down Bushtrook 2 seconds ahead of him. He's looking pretty comfortable here at the moment in 9th. Aussie's yet to make a pit stop, I think. Mingman, his teammate, has. He's gone to the hard tyre. We will also have driver of the day coming up, so keep that in the back of your mind. The driver of the day poll, which will be opening very shortly. Yes, I don't know what happened. Yeah, fishtailing absolutely everywhere. Big tank slapper for Yayo. It was a spectacular slapper, and it was at some speed as well. I thought he kept the foot down, but the telemetry said he'd gotten off it, but he didn't want to tap the brake because he would have, upset the balance of the car and probably sent it spinning anyway. So he was trying, and before he could actually hit the brakes, it was too late. There was a wall in front, and yeah, there was just absolutely nothing he could do at that point. It was a huge crash. Here is Breeden and Angry. So Breeden's pulled him in, and Angry on the hards is versing Breeden on the soft tyre. You think Breeden would have the advantage here. We're going to have to see how this one plays out. Breeden looking hungry for a move, and there is some points to be had on offer if he can get past Angry as well. So that's what he'll be looking for here at the moment. I don't know if did Breeden not use his DRS then? Wide move from Angry. Don't forget, if you would like to join the FNL1 eSports League, head to FNL1 eSports.com. There's a Discord link on the Facebook there, and join the Discord. Say hello, enter your details, and you can get in. The F1 is only open to the over 18s. You have to be over 18 to join the F1 League, but there is a Formula 2 League as well. If you missed that broadcast, that was last night, and that was from Monaco. We're at the end of that season, but you can join in for the last race of the season. There's spots open, and if you'd like to come along for Season 2 of the F2, if you are under 18 and want to get racing, FNL1eSports.com is the place to go. So, yeah, but if you're over 18 and you want to have a crack at this league, I think there'll be spots opening. There might even be 1 or 2 spots already open for this round, so you can join midway. So yes, FNL1eSports.com. They've got a Discord link on the Facebook, and join that and enter your details in the appropriate thread, and Aussie or Zen or one of the other guys will get in contact with you and get it all set up. But here we go. We got a race duel about to open up here as Kiwi's being reeled in from Bots. Bots with the DRS, absolutely outpacing the Renault here into the first turn. A wide one from Bots. Kiwi keeps it tucked in, and he has the inside line for the last third turn there, and Bots has to make another move of it here. He's going to have DRS down this second straight. Side by side once again. Has he got the pace to get him? He's just edged ahead on the timing boards, but it was Kiwi with the switch over. And both drivers on the hards here, they're going to have to try and outplay each other. Bots' tyres a lot older though, 10 laps in. Well, Kiwi's just come out on some fresh hards, so they might not be up to temperature yet. But Kiwi's definitely gotten them up there very quickly, I think, because he's gotten it over Bots. Great racing here tonight. On board with the Bots into the stadium. This is where we saw Max Verstappen make an overtake. You don't usually see overtakes there, but he somehow made it work. And we do have the Texas Grand Prix coming up this weekend, which means we'll have FNL1 next Friday as well, same time. The stream will start obviously a little bit earlier because we'll have the qualifying next week as well. Look at this, tucking right in to get the slipstream, trying to get every advantage he can get from Kiwi, breaking through the air and clearing it ahead for him. And Bots made that one stick, but Kiwi is not going to make it easy for him. Look at this. Oh, he doesn't have DRS. Bots was ahead at the detection zone. But Kiwi's got his car turned up. Inside line again. Somehow Bots with the DRS was beaten there. I don't know how that one plays out, but he's gotten the spot back. Great move from Kiwi. And if you are a massive fan of Formula 1 and you need a new podcast, might I suggest the Lights Out F1 podcast? Aussie, who is currently 4th, and myself do one after each Grand Prix. So you can go search for Lights Out F1 on your favourite podcast platform. Except Google Podcasts, unfortunately. They don't let us do it in Australia for whatever reason. Bots is so far back now. The DRS is opening, and it's definitely making a difference. But Kiwi's got the road covered here, and I don't think Bots will be able to find a way through yet. But yeah, you can even go on Spotify, Podbean, Stitcher, FM, wherever you listen to your podcast, or download it as well. Or just go to the Lights Out F1 Facebook and click the link. You can even listen to it from your phone directly from that link if you don't want to download an app. And we talk all things Mexico, and we'll have the Texas one next week, same time. It should be out about Wednesday night. But at the moment, This is what we're racing. Mike's been caught up Aussie here. I think Aussie's going to be in trouble now. Aussie's gone very long on those mediums. Let's have a look if he's stopped at all. Fastest lap, by the way, is Hawks, 1:19.1. Stops. Aussie's yet to stop. So's BP. BP's yet to stop as well. Interesting. Here goes Mike around the outside. He'll have the inside for the first turn. Aussie might then have the inside for the second. They almost touch wheels. And look at this, great racing between these guys. They've been racing for a long time together. There's a yellow in Sector 1 and 2. So I'm not sure that one's been cleared quite quickly. Mike gets it on Aussie. And I don't think Aussie's going to be able to do anything about that. His tyre is just so much older. It's 20 laps old, Aussie's tyre. 10 laps older than what Mike's on at the moment. So Mike can definitely get to the end of the race on that medium. So very interesting. Aussie as well. Will he go to the soft at the end? That looks likely, doesn't it? Looks very likely. I'm going to have to wait and see what Aussie does. And while you're at it, don't forget, Driver of the Day. The poll is open now at FNL1 eSports.com. Vote for who do you think Driver of the Day was? And the results will be released after Monday. That's FNL1 eSports.com for Driver of the Day. Here we go once again. These two are still at it. Kiwi and Bots. Oh, look at the pace he's got. And Kiwi almost looked like he was standing still. Bots was moving so fast. DRS helping him out immensely now. Kiwi will have DRS down here though. I think he will. No, once again, where's it? I think the detection zone must be just before that corner. So Kiwi is left standing as Bots once again got DRS on him. And that helps open up the gap. The gap now 7/10. Kiwi on some pretty young hards, while Bots is 14 laps old, but I think they might be in the window now for Bots, because it seems he's got the pace, and it's coming to him as we come to a close here. We've got 13 to go. Ooh, what's happened down here? Looks like we've lost a few drivers. That's Zen. That's why. Zen is lapping GT and Breedin. The game ghosts them for some reason. GT 9/10 down on Chook. Chook seems to be almost impossibly far ahead of him at the moment for GT to do anything. He's on some pretty old softs, and I imagine he'll be struggling. He is. He's gone wide there. And I think Breedin might have a crack at him soon. More warnings coming up down the bottom of your screen. So track limits. Some of the drivers tonight are finding them quite difficult. GT, I think, is really struggling on those softs. Here comes Breedin. Is he just going to let him go? Is GT going to fight it? Into the stadium they go. And GT, I thought he was going to run wide through there. The Racing Point tonight have been driving one by one pretty much all night. But I think Breedin, it's time for him to get around him here. And not surprisingly, GT is into the pits. Let's wait and see what he chooses to do here. Not familiar with his current strategy at the moment. And he's going to the medium. So good stop from the team. And he will come back out in 13th position as attack's just gone through. So Breedin's moved up. Bush Chook is just behind the second place man. And Aussie's finally pitted on lap 24. And I don't think he will be under any sort of pressure from Angry, because Angry is still yet to come out of the stadium while Aussie is down the pit exit. And once again, Aussie is in his own little racetrack at the moment. Clear air in front and behind. But as you can see, he's on the soft. And he'll make it to the end on the softs. Let's see if he can catch up his teammate, Mingman, who is currently at the moment got his targets firmly set on Kiwi in front. The gap, 1.4 seconds. And Kiwi, I think, might have maybe given up the hope of chasing down Bots at the moment. Bots seems to be really, really on it right now. That's how you go through there. Mingman showing us how it's done. Wide once again. That's probably where a lot of them have been getting the multiple penalty warnings. Again, track limits. I don't know how the stewards keep up with it all. There's so many track limit violations happening. But you can see the gap is almost under a second here. So Ming's going to be within DRS. I think for this next move, if he can get there. He's so close. Did he get there? Within the detection zone. Let's have a look as they exit through this turn. There should be another DRS zone coming up. I don't think he was within a second at the detection, as the gap opens back up to 1.2, 1.3 seconds. But Mingman's definitely looking quick here. The leader at the moment is still BP, and BP's yet to pit, so I think BP's looking... He's looking for a what would you call it? A pit stop gap. The interval between him and Hawks is 11 seconds, and I don't think that's going to be enough. BP's done a really good job to get that far ahead, but the rest of them have all stopped, as you can see. His tyres are 25 laps old on the mediums, and he needs to go to another compound. I'd imagine he's going to go to the soft, but the longer he leaves it here, as we go 10-10 to go, it's going to become a very, very hard task. So we're going to keep an eye on BP at the top there. We're waiting for him to hit the pits. So the race, within one of those little lull moments you get sometimes. But the question on everyone's lips is what will happen to BP after he enters the pits. You can see the interval between him and Hawks is dropping. It was at 11 seconds before. 8 seconds, that's really closing down. Well, BP's in the pits, that's why. So Hawks has gone through. BP will come out. Where's Zen? This could be very close between Zen and BP. BP's just coming out. There goes Zen. And BP back down into third. He's on the quicker tyre though. And he's going to really have a crack at this one with 10 laps remaining in this race. You can see that shiny new soft tyres that BP has. I really, really think the game should not ghost people being lapped. But anyway, BP getting through. And he's, oh, look how quick he's closing down Zen. I think Zen is going to be mincemeat here in a moment. I don't think Zen's going to be able to hold on to second at all. I think he'll try. Look how he's had to lift through there. He's just hit 6th gear. He's on the harder tyre. It doesn't look like it's going to work for him. The gap 5/10 now into the stadium to finish this lap, and I don't think it's going to be long before we see BP occupy number 2 spot. The red striped softs. I know BP will probably be at the limit of the soft tyre at the end. So the longer Zen can keep BP behind, he'll have a chance of maybe putting BP's tyres in the red zone. Oh, Zen is pushing him out wide. They're touching tyres. Careful. They don't get a puncture here. That's puncture territory, that sort of stuff. The elbows were very wide from Zen. He didn't want to make it easy. BP fights back and gets it done. And he gets the DRS for good measure to make the overtake even more humiliating for Zen. And BP will now be looking to haul in this man, Hawks. 9-lap-old hards as well. So, I don't know. Hawks might have the pace here. Let's have a look at his lap time as he comes out of Sector 2 and starts the start of Sector 3. And we'll be able to compare how the times are comparing between them. Hawks just missed the apex there. Have a look top right. It'll flash when he goes across for his time. 1:19.9. Let's have a look what BP is getting up to. It's going to be considerably quicker, but is it going to be quick enough? A 1:17, so let's go 1:18. So if he's a second a lap, and we've only got 7 to go, it's going to be really tight. It's going to be really tight. So watch this interval as Hawks will be closely monitoring it himself, because BP is on a charge. And if BP or Hawks have any penalties as well that we haven't accounted for, that could change things up. So, you never know. The stewards have been quite liberal with the penalties handed out today, so we're going to have to keep a very close eye on that one. Mike's down in 4th right now. Zen is ahead of him, but I don't know if he's going to be able to catch Zen. It might be close. It might be close. That could be another one to keep an eye on. Kiwi has gotten ahead of Bots, so Bots has had to go back into the pits for some reason, because Bots is now down in 8th place. Yes, what do I think? BP, he might catch him. It'll be the last lap, if any lap, for him to catch him. And you don't have to vote yet. But driver of the day is open. Well, the graphic doesn't want to work. But yeah, FNL1 eSports.com for FNL1 driver of the day. There it is, FNL1 eSports.com. Vote for your driver of the day. The poll will be open until sometime Sunday. So it'll give a chance, if you are rewatching this on a replay, not live, you can still vote as well. So you've got a bit of time to think about it, but don't forget, the option is there to vote for who you think deserves the moniker for Mexican Driver of the Day. Will be released on Monday. And if you're just joining us, my name's Josh Gahan from Demo 1, live eSport motor racing here on the channel. And this is the Formula 1 Championship from the FNL1 eSports, live on Twitch, YouTube and Facebook each time, so you can pick your favourite platform. Zen's fallen off the back of BP here, but it's really, really starting to heat up. A 1:17.9 then from BP. The interval, 5.8 seconds. And it's going to come down to the very last lap, I think, between him and Hawks, who leads this Grand Prix. His tyres, though, seem to be in the range. And weather, well, is the rain coming? It looks like it's a little bit overcast. If they're full of water, I don't know. So this happened in the Formula 2 race last night. The very last lap started to rain, but it wasn't heavy enough to cause any issues. Will we see something similar here? We're about to find out, I think. So keep your eye on the heavens above. It might just be about to fall with water, but it's going to be need to be a very quick drenching, I think, to affect the racing, because it's been quite a hot day beforehand. Oh, BP just got a 3-second time penalty there. So will that hurt his end time here? Does Hawks have one? I know Hawks will be keeping himself inside the lines here. Let's have a look at his time. He's been very consistent. 1:19.6 there. And a 1:17.8. Oh, wow. That's like 1.8, 1.7 seconds 4 or 5 laps to go, full seconds now, and BP's going to start seeing the yellow Renault just ahead of him. You get in the same frame almost for the first time. You can see him just in the distance. That is Hawks. The Renault driven by Hawks. Just out of range at the moment. There he is. BP knows he's on for a move here. He knows it's on, but he knows the laps are quickly disappearing. Oh, bots again. BP gets one as well. Oh, I think this might hurt him. I think BP's overdriving it a little bit because the penalties, I think, might hurt him at the end. I haven't really seen Hawks' name pop up tonight. I think Hawks has played the smarter race here. Oh, his lap time. That time was up, 1:18.6. It was 8 tenths slower than his last lap, so BP's slowing down, but we didn't get to see what Hawks did. Just checking in with bots here. He's chasing in Aussie, and Aussie is under all sorts. I think Aussie went just a little bit too early because I think the softs at about 9 to 10 laps are pretty much spent. And bots will definitely have an opportunity himself to have a go here. So there's 2 races happening. The interval between BP and Hawks really closing down. And bots is going to have DRS at the end of this one. So it's going to be close, I think. Bots can smell it happen. And I know Aussie, I think he knows it's happening as well. Is there anything Aussie can do to defend the line or the run that bots is going to inevitably have if we get down to this front straight? DRS, the wing opens for him. He's going to be pulling him in at some knots. Aussie goes for the inside line. He needs to defend it. He turns in. Bots was very lucky to not get a multiple warning penalty then. Here we go. DRS once again. Aussie, what does he do? Does he move late? Does he go for an inside or outside? He's going to make him go the long way. As they turn in, Aussie just gets in front of him. And inside, bots with the traction. Inside again, he's got the tighter line. Get on the power a little bit quicker. Aussie's just managed to get in there. And these guys right now, side by side. All round he goes. And Aussie is being beaten, I think. He's been finally beaten. And I think Aussie's tyres are just falling away from him now. And that has been his downfall. Can he get him back? Can he get him back? Oh, late move. Oh, so close. He didn't touch him. Somehow Bots avoided that. Aussie just sent it. And wow, Bots was on the ball there to get his car out of the way of that one. And now, this is the big moment we've all been waiting for. It is BPV Hawks, the top 2 in the drivers. Who's going to win it out here? Let's get you an update on the fastest lap as well. What does Hawks' time do? Keep an eye on Hawks' time. 1:19.5 and 1:18.3. So I think BP can get him this lap. It's definitely going to come to the last lap, penultimate lap now. And BP's going to be given chase. He's going to have everything turned to the maximum. And he's going to want all the power available. I think Hawks is going to be doing the same thing. Who's going to get it? This is so tense right now between Hawks and BP. And this could really decide the Drivers' Championship come the later stages. Because they are so close. So close in the points. And like I was saying, we wanted to check the fastest lap. It is BP at the moment, so he's got the extra point. A 1:17.766. I don't think Hawks is going to be able to beat that at this moment in time. There's a Sector 2-3 yellow flag. We've lost GT Race Fan. Oh, GT's out. Look, you can see his car out there. Did that upset Hawks a little bit? Oh, you missed it, Ryan. Just remember. Oh, very late. you were right, usually, because it usually starts this time. But remember, daylight savings happened, so it's changed everything by an hour. So that's probably why you missed it, Ryan. I don't have daylight savings, so my time doesn't change. Well, my time does change. It goes an hour earlier. So usually I'd be starting at 10, but tonight I started at 9. So we just lost GT on this penultimate lap. And this is it. The hot pursuit. BP's been giving it his all until the final lap. Around the outside as he finally got Hawks. I think Hawks is in trouble here. I don't think he's got enough left in the Oh, he's going to turn him in. Inside. Hawks needs to get a better line. He's not going to get it. And I think it's all over. Hawks won't be giving up though. But BP, he's done it again on the strategy. And onto the very final lap, he's gotten the overtake. And the move he worked so hard for. He was on the front row and he dropped like 5 positions back at the start. And he's worked his way. Oh no, he's overcooked it into the stadium. It could be all over for him. And Hawks gets it back. Hawks is keeping it clean. BP, I think, has just spun himself out of a win here. They're going to be neck and neck up into the line. Who's going to be in front? There's not going to be a lot in it. Oh, so close. Hawks did it, though. It was the penalties I think BP had that has hurt him. And Hawks has just won that by a whisker. And Zen is yet to come through. And he hasn't seen the dramatic finish we saw. Zen gets third. And it's going to be Mike in fourth. Kiwi there. Looks like he's going to fifth. I've run out of voice. Unbelievable run. Unbelievable. BP, we all thought had it there in the end, but he's just put the power down too eagerly. And he's hurt himself. He spun himself out of a win, I think. There was absolutely nothing in it. It was a hair's whisker of a distance between them. We'll get the final results in just a moment. Stick around for the interviews. We're going to be interviewing Hawks, BP and Zen just coming up after we see the final positions.
Zen, man.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks, buddy. I needed that. How could you the start?
Oh, the game just put me on the wrong strategy.
Here's your podium, and you're finishing top 3.
Saying we have to swap it on.
I'm going to take you to catch me, you little mongrel.
I tell you what, at the start, Yayo's driving was pretty questionable.
Yeah, Yayo was dangerous at the start.
No, Yayo's done, dude. Done. He's out. He got so frustrated.
And here it is.
Blew all these
the final positions.
Time, and then and the strategy. It wouldn't let me select it. It wouldn't let us chuck the strategy around. You know, we almost ran out of time, and then thought I got it, but I mustn't have clicked it. And his was even worse. Yeah, it gave up. He was going to go in brutal.
8.9 seconds it ended.
Then panned down for a minute, got damaged, and then
15-second time penalties for BP. That's what hurt him.
He should have 30-second penalty.
Surrendered it.
He was about to get disqualified.
Well, you don't get disqualified. I got 32 seconds worth, so I didn't get disqualified.
We're just about to hit the interviews, so stand around if you want to hear them. And we'll be talking to Zen, BP, and Hawks. That's if they remember to come for the interviews. Great show. Oh, it was a really intense race. BP's in the house.
Hello.
What a race, man.
Did you catch the end of that?
Of course I caught the end of that. I'd be silly to miss it.
Yeah, I'm keen to rewatch the end of that one, man. I'm mad at myself. The penalties cost me the race there.
How many pens did you get, BP?
I had 50 worth, and I tell you what, a bunch of them were in the last stint for stuff that I've done earlier in the race, like almost the exact same. And so I only had 6 seconds up until the last stint, and I was thinking, okay, this is fine. And yeah.
Yeah, it's wondering what happened here.
Well, Hawks, man. Congratulations on the win. It was the penalties, though, that got it.
Thanks, man. I got 0.06 at the line, but then the penalties kicked in as well. But,
yeah. Did you cross the line first, did you?
On my screen it flicked up, but unless it flicked up different on BP's. But
yeah, it flicked up first on mine.
Oh, yeah. So it was pretty much a bloody photo finish. But yeah, the penalties helped. Like BP was saying, I knew he had a few seconds of pens, and then I just checked with a few laps to go, and yeah, like BP was saying, it jumped from 6 to 15, so I sort of relaxed a bit. But when he got in front, I was going to let him have it. And then I saw him get real loose on obviously going into the stadium, and I thought, yeah, I could stuck it in the inside here. And
I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's all right. Well, the 20 laps old hards, whatever they were, thinking they'd pull up straight away, and they didn't, and I ran deeper than I anticipated. But yeah, I mean, it was a good battle towards the end there, BP, and I knew you were coming. Well, my aim was to keep it clean.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what happened to you off the line, BP? You were just eaten up by everyone. You were like down in sixth or seventh.
Not enough revs at the start. I've been cooking the starts by over revving it, so I tried the opposite, and yeah, just not enough. And yeah, that really cost me because there was so much drama coming up ahead of me. Like, everyone had no wings. People were cutting the track everywhere. Like, I virtually had to slow down to half speed just to get around. Then there were people behind me trying to pass me. Then it was kind of chaos. They butchered my original plan from the start.
And what about you, Hawks? Coming into the last 6 laps or so, BP, Peter got the softs. Did you know he was coming?
No, well, the strategy actually threw me off. I didn't think a medium the softs was even possible. So the fact that BP basically got second and nearly to win from it, I'll take my health to him. Like, I never thought that was possible. Like, I thought the 2 stops. I was just going by on the hards thinking, right, I had to pit. So I pitted when I pitted, and I thought I put some pressure on for a couple of quick laps. But then thinking he'd be pitting as well for the hards, or go soft. So I didn't even consider the medium soft. So they had the strategy up their sleeve, all right. Just yeah, completely threw me off guard. So yeah, I saw him coming. You know, second point, 1.2 a lap or something. It was probably higher than that at some points, and I was like,
up to 2.3 was the highest, according to Jeff.
I was kind of hoping you'd burn your tyres out, if I was honest. I thought you could.
2 more laps, and that was the limit.
Yeah, I was just trying to keep it easy and steady. Like, I knew at one point I had 3 seconds of pens, you had 6, so I was just trying to keep it clean. And then I got pinged, so I upped my ante a bit and nearly got pinged again. And yeah, so I knew you were coming. I just wanted to try and stay at the DRS till at least the last lap on that, which kind of worked. But
yeah, I'm just happy to make up for the start mess. So to go from, I think it was 6th or whatever, I think I might drop down to 7th when Yayo barged his way through. Yeah, so to get from around there up to 2nd and for the win, technically, I think I'm should be happy with that. And I got fastest lap, so every point matters now, considering the gap to 1st.
Oh yeah, definitely does. And Zen, again, 3rd place. You just can't match the pace of these two.
Yeah, it didn't help that Bono put us on the wrong strategy too, the peanut.
Ah, right. So you were Hamilton this week, saying.
I knew that starting on the soft was not a good idea, and I don't know, the way the game allows you to set strategy when you haven't got your designated tyre in Q2. So your strategy's pretty open, but there's not enough time to select it. And James obviously did the same thing to Yayo, because he wanted to, start on the hard because he was so far back. And I made something of it. Yayo was in a world of hurt in that mid pack, but starting on the soft, I felt that I could, if I pushed, I could definitely, catch Hawks. But then around lap 8, the rear tyres for the S's were a handful, man. And I had no choice. I had to now either I go on 2 mediums, which I didn't think would have worked at that stage. So I just went with the hard, and we just, maybe hoped that a couple of the boys ahead might get enough pens, but realistically, third was probably the best we're going to do.
And your start, though, was pretty much the exact opposite to BP's.
Yeah, I figured that the soft tyre helped in that regard. But, Hawks got a nice start on the inside, and Mike coming in on my inside, so I gave him enough room, and Bots was already ahead, and then Bots and Hawks got a bit feisty coming out of turn 3, and that sort of gave me a run on Bots. So we sort of cleared that train, and then it felt good actually in the first 5-6 laps, but I knew that Hawks being on the medium, it was just an illusion.
I was just trying to set your DRS there at first.
Well, I tried. That's the thing. I tried to stay in that sort of DRS zone, and I felt I could have done it, but I didn't want to burn the ERS either, And for the first couple of laps, I was just 2-1ing it, and I was staying with you. But it's just the softs, dude. They just lap 8. The rear tires really hurt. I twice through the S's, I almost binned it.
Oh, well, hey. Well.
And final question for you, Zen, was when BP had his charge through at the end, you got your elbows out with him up into turn 1.
Oh, well, definitely. I'm not here to butt beef chickens, but I'm going to race till the bitter end. I'm not going to make it easy for him, and once he got around the outside, I was never going to try attack him. I was hoping I could get a bit of a run and stay with him for at least a lap, but the softs on the hards, especially a fresh set of softs, once he got to the S's, he bolted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had to rebel against Jeff for about 11 laps, telling me to come in because my original strat was the 2 stops, until I realised my lap times on the mediums was in between 19.8 and a 20.4 for the entire. But that's why I stayed. I was thinking these times are fine. I was hoping for another 2 laps on the mediums, but it eventually burnt too much.
Well, at the end of the day, it was Hawks' race. He had less penalties, and whether or not you finished in front or the other finished in front, I think that's what got
I'll check it. He probably did go because he was on. He probably had a closer run, but Codemasters gave us both first on the original time.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
Of course they did.
I've seen worse though. I have seen worse.
Don't worry. We'll render it in Assetto Corsa graphics so it looks spot on for you.
Well, thanks for having a chat, and congratulations to everyone. It was a good race.
Yep.
It was a good race. Congratulations, Hawks. Well done, BP, and thank you, Josh.
Yep. Yeah, thanks, Josh.
My pleasure.
I'm keen to watch the end of that one.
Yeah, give it a crack. It was we all saw it coming. We just didn't know what was going to happen. All right. Well, that will end proceedings here. So thanks to Zen, Hawks, and BP for having a chat. But that ends the broadcast. So thanks for tuning in. If you did just miss out, you can go back and watch the replay on YouTube or Facebook. It's actually be on Twitch as well. So Twitch will be the quickest one up. But if you hang around, it'll process and be on YouTube very shortly, or on Facebook as well. But anyway, my name's Josh from Demo 1. Thanks for joining us tonight. That was the FNL1 round 12 from Mexico. We will see you next week for the US Grand Prix. But until then, good night.